Today is Thursday, August 13th, and this is the AstroFinance Weekly. Here is the question I think you have been sitting with this week, maybe without saying it out loud. Is this a week to move? Or is the quiet I am feeling actually telling me something? You look at your stack, you look at the calendar, and nothing screams at you either way. And that silence itself starts to feel like pressure. A lot moved this week, and most of it is not about you. But there is one thing underneath all of it that touches what you are holding, and I am going to show you what it is and when it actually matters. Last week I flagged the solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th as a genuine reset point for visibility and public narrative, with Mercury conjunct Jupiter building right behind it into the 15th. Expanded thinking, bigger statements, optimism carried on momentum. That part held. What I did not have, and want to say plainly, is a verified market story to hang on it this week. The reporting simply is not there yet. That is the honest state of things. No invented rotation, no invented flows. This is exactly the kind of quiet sequence the live charts tends to map weeks before it shows up in a headline. Here is the noise, and I will say it straight. There is very little of it this week, and almost none of what exists is actually yours. No confirmed crypto story, no confirmed policy shock, nothing that changes the shape of what you are holding today. If you were braced for a headline to justify a decision, it did not arrive, and that is not a failure of information, that is information. The one real thread in the wider world right now is sanctions pressure building around energy revenue and financial access on the geopolitical side, which matters through energy price and financial access channels, not through anything touching your coin directly. So the honest rate for you is this: the what is quiet right now. The when is still the open question, and that is exactly where the sky comes in. The alignment I am watching sits just ahead. On the 17th, Mars square Neptune, Mercury trine Saturn, and Venus sextile Jupiter, all exact the same day. That is an unusual mix. Mars square Neptune fogs up action. It makes conflict and risk feel indirect, hard to pin down, the kind of week where a move that looks obvious on the surface does not hold up under a second look. Mercury trine Saturn, at the same time, grounds communication, real information moving through practical, disciplined channels. And Venus sextile Jupiter opens genuine opportunity in money and relationship terms. For you, holding your own capital, this is a week that rewards discernment over reaction. It punishes anyone who mistakes a foggy signal for a clear one. The window is live a couple of days either side of the 17th, so give it room rather than pinning it to a single day. If you want the day-by-day detail, that lives in the daily Astro Notes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube. And if you want the timeline mapped to specific events, that is what the timing desk is for. If you want the exact dates rather than just this week's shape, that is the whole point of the live charts. The bundle across SPX, oil, gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and BNB mapped against every major aspect 6 months out, 3 publications a year, sitting around 80% backtested accuracy across years. It is not one hero instrument every time. Sometimes crypto leads, sometimes the conservative names hold, while crypto deviates, and I say that part out loud on purpose. It lives at ecoscopia.net. So here is the shape of the week ahead. Nothing verified is forcing your hand right now. That absence is itself the signal. The sky window on the 17th asks for discernment, not conviction, as Mars Neptune fog and Venus Jupiter opportunity sit side by side. Right behind it, Venus opposite Saturn builds toward exact on the 21st. a real boundary and commitment test, less about new positions and more about honestly checking what from the past month actually holds weight. The Sun moves into Virgo the very next day, turning the whole field analytical, a stretch built for review, not new commitments. Watch in this order: the 17th for mixed signals, the 21st for a reality check, the 22nd for the tone shift into analysis. So here is your answer. The quiet you are feeling is not you missing something, it is the week actually being quiet. And the discipline right now is not forcing a move into silence. This stretch is good for review, for checking your own terms against reality, not for chasing a signal that has not shown up yet. It is not a week for adding on conviction, and it is not a week for panic selling into nothing. It is a week for sitting with your position and being honest about it. The weekly is free on Patreon too. Following there costs nothing and it supports this work. And if the markets are not the only thing heavy this week, the quiet fire is the other work, for the weight a man carries quietly. That is there too. If you want the real-time version of this map, the timing desk sends astrology calculated signals for countries, events, and specific market windows, same-day calibration, alongside the live chart 6-month line. The course to draw your own calendar is there too, all linked below. This was the weekly. The daily slices return tomorrow Friday via YouTube. See you then.